too long. Maybe the conversation is naturally dragging between the two of you. Or maybe they're talking to you and you hear something in the background. Oh, you just politely ask, do you have to go? If you have to go, then let's talk, let's continue later. Or I'll leave you to attend to your kids. Maybe you hear the kids in the background, I'll leave you to attend to your kids. They might say, okay, fine, thank you. Because they also want to be polite. They don't want to cut you off. So don't talk too much. Like I said in the beginning, also learn not to be cutting into their conversations and cutting them off. That's when you cut into somebody's conversation or somebody's line of thought, they lose their line of thought. They are not able to go back to what they said. Okay. Don't let yourself be the focus all the time. Let the other person be the focus. Okay. Make sure that you let the other person be the focus. Also, be polite and be conscious about stereotypes. Don't magnify any stereotypes. For instance, if the person is a long time friend, maybe your friend from right from kindergarten or basic school, both of you are used to a certain language, you are used to certain jargons, and you say certain things amongst yourselves, that's fine. But this is a new person you've just met. Don't just dump a stereotype on them. Like they say something like, "Oh, I'm trying to work out something with my teenager," or they open up to you about something about. So as for teenagers, they are all troublesome. Sometimes skip the stereotypes. So don't re-echo stereotypes. It can give the person an impression about you. So stay away from those things. Don't cut in. Don't talk too much. Don't let yourself be the focus. Always be mindful of the other person and their needs in the conversation. Also, be respectful of people's time and boundaries. Okay. I just met you 3 days ago or a week ago, and you are calling me via video call without my permission. It's a no. So there are certain things that we'll do with our long time friends and people we are used to. But in a making and maintaining a new connection, start slowly. Okay, start slowly so that the person is not overwhelmed with you. Sometimes when people feel overwhelmed with you, they can actually run away. Don't be too much for the person, if I can say. Mindful about boundaries. Okay, and study the person. Make time to study how the person reacts towards you, what they share with you, and then know what to also share. In your conversation with the person, they have never mentioned their spouses or they've never mentioned their children. Keep it that way. There's probably a reason why. Don't go prying too much. And don't go prying too much into their affairs or trying to know everything about them in one day. No. A friendship or a connection develops, it grows from stage to stage. It took me, for instance, 4 years or about even 5 before a connection that I had made. This is a woman who was much older. Before I got to know that she was called into the prophetic, I didn't know. She never started out by telling me anything or prophesying to me, but she knew that I was called into the prophetic. And once in a while, I would say things like, I've seen this or I've heard this, but she never gave me the. But I realized that everything she said aligned somehow. But I didn't know that she actually had a ministry and she was active, very active in the ministry. And I didn't know about all those things. It took 4 years. So this is somebody who is what? She's carefully studying you before she lets you in. People and friendships, people have been disappointed because they connected to somebody and then something went wrong. So people are often hesitant. Also, to add that in avoiding certain communication pitfalls, you want to make sure that you think before you speak, literally. make sure that whatever you're going to say in that conversation is a meaningful thing. Like I was saying, there's no need to bring in some conversations that are unhealthy. For instance, gossiping or something. It's unhealthy for somebody to work with, not with someone you intend to build a solid network with. Okay, always be mindful that the conversation I want to have with this person is fruitful. Okay, there are people who make connections with others and then they just send WhatsApp messages, hi, and then there's nothing else. What's the purpose for you reaching out? How are you doing? How's your day going? Just dropping by to check on you and to make sure that everything's okay and to also wish you a pleasant week. That's because if you're dealing with somebody who is very busy, some of us who really want to get connected to certain high profile personalities, and these
Right.
people are really busy. So if you're dealing with somebody who is really busy, really, that person doesn't want to have to respond to your every little message before you say what you have to say. With such people, you need to plan, what do I intend to say when I'm sending a message, a WhatsApp message, or a text message? Put everything together in a message nicely. Let the conversation have a purpose and put it out there. So now that you're going to say, hi, how are you? Waiting for the person to respond. The person doesn't have time for that. So sometimes let's learn to do these things in a manner that is meaningful. Always remember that whatever you're communicating to that new connection that you want to build a lasting friendship out of or a lasting connection out of has to have. Say, for instance, you know the person's office, nice to pass by, but you can't be passing by every day. So you can find out from the person ahead of time that, guess what? My office is just, I normally from my office, I usually pass through your office at a Circle or Danko or wherever it is. And so I was thinking that one of these days I could say hello if you are less busy. Then on the day you want to go, is it okay to pass through your office this time and this time? Or what time are you normally less busy so that I can pass by just to see how you're doing and to say hello? That's it. The person would the person knows that you are very focused, but the person knows from your calls that you waste their time a lot.
They
They
might
will
end
tell
up
you that
blocking
they're
you.
busy the whole day, they're not available. So let's do that. These high profile people, personalities, they're very busy, extremely busy. They barely have any time. So also another thing to do with such personalities is you want to catch them when they are relaxed. So a weekend when they're home, maybe if you attend the same church, that's the best place to catch them. Maybe after church, you look out for them, you say hello. When they have their funerals or their whatever it is, engagements, show up. Okay, if their sons outdooring, they tell you about it, show up. Spend time in a relaxed atmosphere with the family as well. And then they get to have certain bond and affection towards you because when they needed support the most, you are one of those people who showed up. It also helps to enhance the connection.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Apaloo. What happens if, from our side, we would like to build that connection with our high profile personality, but then it looks as if there is that block? How
Okay.
should we go about it? You send
Okay.
messages and then they tend not to reply. Should we
So,
stop?
so yes, like in everything in life, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't work out. So, no hard feelings here. If you're sending messages and then they're not responding, you have to retreat. There are some high profile friends that I have whom I know are extremely busy. What do? I send them a message once a month. I just want them to know that I am there. So I realized that every once in maybe 3 or 2 months, they might respond, but the other months they may not respond. But I am there. So once in a while, I send them a message like, hi, checking up on you, praying with you, hope you're doing well. If there's anything you'd like me to do to help, maybe at work or anything, I'm always available. let the person know that you are available to assist in whatever way you can. Or if there's something you're really good at, you can also offer it as a service to the person. Certain high profile personalities, it's not to say they are only thinking about their gain, but because they're so busy and surrounded by so many people, unless the friendship or the connection is going to be meaningful or beneficial to them, they may not have the time. It's not because they are like that, they just don't have the time. Okay, so make fresh juices. So I just wanted to let you know that I make fresh juices. I have mango, I have this, our contacts. In case you need anything, maybe at a family gathering or a party, you need some juices, you can always contact me. And you leave it there. You don't pester them. Okay. Then once in a while, you don't send in your products. Once in a while, you say hello and you leave it. Now,
Okay.
if you've done that consistently for over 6 months, and more, and you're not getting a response, you might want to pause on that one and say hello maybe only around festivities, Christmas, Easter, New Year. Uh, if a person is a Muslim, the Eid festivals or the celebrations, times like that. But take advantage of the holiday seasons. The holiday seasons are a great time to always connect with
Mm-hmm.
people. This is a time when people are relaxed, people are on leave, people are taking vacations. So this is a good time to take advantage of those connections and pay attention to their birthdays. If you can find out their birthdays, store it in your calendar. When is their birthday? Be one of those people who will send a message or will call to wish them happy birthday. It makes them know that you are there. Some um, friendships or connections with high profile personalities take years to build up. It's okay. Just hang in there. Eventually, like I told you, in my case, I was only let in to the inner, her inner, or she felt she could only let me in closer and let me know other things about her only after some 4 years. Yeah,
Wow.
but that was okay. This was a very high profile person I was dealing with.
Mm,
So for me, that was okay. What did I do? I stayed at bay, but also made her aware that I was reachable. So hello, thinking about you, mom, saying hello, regards to everybody, bye bye. And that's it. Sometimes there's a response, other times there's no response. But eventually, we actually became friends, actually go out for lunch and all of that because I managed it properly and I was sensitive to her times when she needed space. I allowed her to have space. So sometimes it doesn't work out. If it doesn't work out, leave it. There's always
mm-hmm.
another person out there.
Right. There is always another person out there. Wow. Mrs. Apaloo, I just don't want us to finish this conversation. So let's look at, as a journalist, you are a very famous, popular journalist. How do you navigate a media culture where the loudest or most disrespectful voices often get the most attention? How can respectful communication still stand out, in your opinion?
I think you should know your values. Know your values and let that value come through what you do. You have to be able to learn to turn a blind eye to the noise that is happening around you. In my work and in my field, there are people who put out content that is not meaningful, but they get all the following. So you are doing something more intellectual, find out the professional ways of doing it. And the key is consistency. With things that are meaningful, people are always looking for consistency. How consistent have you been with this particular thing that you've been doing? Once you stay consistent and you keep doing it, there's going to be that day where you turn on your PC or your phone and you realize that your following has grown by this much. And let me also clear this up. Following on social media does not necessarily translate into success. So the most successful people who we see out there and seem to be the big names out there may not be the most successful. You may have, I have seen institutions that are running business opportunities and have business connections with big firms, are getting funding from big institutions. And yet you go to their page, you see one following, 2, 6, 10. So it doesn't really, don't be fooled by the social media world, and don't be pulled into the traditional social media world. What are your values? Keep them. I've seen people who I thought had integrity suddenly descending to, for instance, a well-respected personality suddenly twerking on social media just for attention. You don't want to descend into that. Be consistent in pushing the right content and putting things that are of value. And with time, that value itself will begin to appreciate. If it's about social media following professionally, there are people you can engage who can help you, give you tips how to grow your following. There are many people out there who are social media managers who can help you with what you have or the content you have. And with help, you will be able to get it done. Sometimes we have good content, but we just don't know how to go about things professionally. We don't know the ropes. So sometimes you find that people who have content that is meaningless, they rather know the ropes, and so they are using it to their advantage. Many a times we try to stay safe in our corner. Staying in your corner will not give you the results. Look, the comfort thing, I would say to close, choose progress over comfort. Being at ease and being comfortable will not get you where you want to. Getting to where you want to will take hard work, will take some sacrifice, will take some discomfort, will take you moving out of that place that you think there is ease. A little bit of discomfort today will inure to lots of benefits tomorrow. Okay, so you want to pay attention to that aspect. It's very
That is powerful. And on that note, as we bring our conversation to a close, what is one core mindset or principle you believe every great communicator must develop?
allows you to be able to do all the things we talked about, to be able to listen, to know when not to cut in, to be able to ask meaningful questions, to be able to give meaningful responses, to be able to give polite responses. And so for me, the biggest thing will be to be able to put yourself in the shoes of the person you're communicating with, to understand them fully, and you should be fine.